Hello everyone, it's Old Guardian here. This is the third piece in my trilogy of Alliance clears of Dire Maul without any talents, because I got Maiev done, Maiev got a plus 1.4 red clear done, and in this video I'm going to show you how that happens. To recap the main dungeon mechanics, the first boss, Stomper Kreeg. Kreeg's army is a bit touchy, damage them enough and they go berserk and attack everything in sight. So the key to beating Stomper Kreeg is to deal damage to their army, preferably when they're near the boss, when they're near their own towers, so that they will start attacking everything in sight, they will attack their own towers, they will attack the boss, and that's the key to success with the first boss. The second boss, Immol'thar, has eyes everywhere. They wander the area and appear after you play any unit. So whenever you play a unit, there's going to be an eye, and then the eye is going to chase that unit and it's going to explode. Very, very annoying playing units. Although those explosions do hurt Immol'thar's units as well, they hurt Immol'thar as well, and they hurt Immol'thar's towers as well if you want to use that. I typically just go straight for the boss, and there's basically two ways to kill this boss. One, you can use Fire Elemental, which can just tank the boss. Boss deals elemental damage, Fire Elemental is splendid at that. Or two, you use Quillbore to turn the boss around away from your army, and then bring in your damage dealers. Either way works. And finally, there is King Gordok, the third boss. King Gordok is strong, but his lieutenants can be persuaded to rise against him, and that is really the key to success. There's those two lieutenants, and King Gordok also has a pocket healer that's going to keep his health topped up. I like to take the right lieutenant first, then the left lieutenant, attack King Gordok, kill the healer with unbounds and spells, and then with lieutenants on my side and the healer dead, King Gordok is just going to fall. This is the army that I use for Maiev. I could have used the same army I used with Tyrion and Jaina, but then I would not have been able to make any use of Maiev herself, because in order to use Maiev gets discounted when you play Unbound minis. You need to have at least 3 Unbound minis in your deck. So I changed the deck a little bit so that I could fit in 3 Unbound minis. I still have some of the staples here. I have Fire Elemental, which is going to tank Immol'thar, the second boss. I have Execute, which is going to make the minis at the first boss fight against each other, and which is going to help a ton in killing the healer on the third boss. So those are there. I also have some cycle abilities with the Defias Bandits. Really useful, really cheap, also with stun, what is there not to like. And then I have the trio of Unbound minis. I have Worgen. Worgen can ambush Ogre Mages, Worgen can ambush Huntresses, Worgen can deal damage to bases, to Immol'thar, you name it, Worgen can deal with it. Then I have the Safe Pilot. Safe Pilot is not that impressive without the talent, but even without the talent, it deals some area damage, and I really needed to get something like that in order to get Maiev going. And then I have Earth Elemental. Earth Elemental notably does not attack the lieutenants of King Gordok. I found out by trying. Yeah, I guess I could have figured that out in advance already. But I still feel like I really need it for towers, and it's still helpful damage against Immol'thar, the second boss, as well. So this is the setup without talents. If I had talents, the setup would probably be a little bit different. I consider building a talentless deck and a talented deck quite different endeavors overall, because, for example, Whelbex with the Flameburst talent would undoubtedly fit into this deck, but yeah, without them, they're just not that impressive. Then I could maybe do something like Whelbex and Quillbore kind of things. Maybe I would even ditch the Fire Elemental. That would have to be tested, but there would be some alternatives that you could do. But without talents, I feel like Whelbex don't make the cut. I feel like Quillbore doesn't make the cut, because with Quillbore in, I just wouldn't have enough damage. Anyway, this worked really well. I was able to clear red difficulty with this, and this is what it all looks like in action. So here we go, it's Stomper Kreeg, the first boss, and this proved to be quite a thriller. I don't have Execute. I would love to execute the left lane. I don't have Execute. Execute is nowhere in sight. I'm trying to cycle. I'm trying desperately to find my Execute, but I cannot find that Execute. Now I'm like, oh my goodness, what am I going to do? There's finally an Execute, but now, like, what am I going to do with that? Please, someone kill that Ogre Mage. And alright. We managed to somehow scramble through that, but I didn't do any damage to the tower, and there's another attack coming on the left lane, so I'm a little bit at loss here. I'm thinking like, what on earth can I do to turn this around? And then I'm thinking, alright, well, Fire Elemental, maybe it can deal just enough damage, and then I can stun the Ogre Mage with the Defiance on the other side. There I needed to save pilot, so that I denied some mining. I really couldn't get more gold for the opponent. And somehow we survived that push too. Alright, we have spent 1 minute now. We have gotten absolutely nothing done, but we are alive, and the base is also really healthy. So, let's see. Now I'm trying to get the chest and get the grunts, but no, that's not working out. But finally that execute was really important. Got the tower down and the grunts fighting against each other, and now so low health that the Defiance Bandits can finish it off, and boom. Alright, now we have our first tower. Phew, that took 1.5 minutes, and now we're at like where we should be after the first push. Anyway, we're fine, we're fine. We have a tower, we have some health left, we're able to use the execute, but there weren't enough targets for the mage. Bummer. Anyway, I get to mine a little bit. I'm trying to do stuff with the safe pilot, but as you can see, safe pilot without the talent just does not deal that much damage. It can't like make the grunts go crazy, for example. The grunts are still coming in. Just a little bit of damage missing. If I had talents, this would be different, but even without talents, we just have to struggle a little bit more, but we can make it work. So we get the grunts to fight against each other. Execute is doing so much here. Execute is being absolute superstar. But there's another push coming. I'm trying to stall with the safe pilot again. Yeah, it's a little disappointing, but that safe pilot plus the base hit on the Huntress, that's absolutely crucial, because then Huntress made the grunts fight against each other. So maybe it was skill, maybe it was luck, maybe I was born with it, who knows. Anyway, that really saved me, because there was a difficult Huntress plus double grunt push coming. And we're trying to get into attack mode here, but the boss hasn't really taken much damage, and we're still facing some more minis there. Morgan will handle the Ogre Mage, that's no problem. Now I'm starting to get to the position where I can start executing while the minis are near the boss. Because when I can execute minis that are near the boss, then those minis and the boss are going to start fighting against each other. And that's really what I want to happen. I want to make them fight against each other so that they will damage each other, like here. Those grunts, now enraged, and the boss is also going to fight against them. That is beautiful. We're slowly getting some damage on the boss, but obviously we don't have a lot of time. So, it's already overtime. And they're mining, and my mining failed there. The Ogre Mage was just in time to stop my mining. Now it looks a little bit bleak. I decided, okay, I have to try to get something done at the boss, but I also need to do something with the Ogre Mage. So many conflicting priorities. I'm trying to get some more attacks on the boss. I'm trying to get that Ogre Mage down, but Bloodlust Ogre Mage is actually doing a lot of damage. Now I'm putting all of my hopes into that Kobold Miner, getting to mine, executing, trying to get them to fight against each other. 27 seconds, that's not a lot. Come on, we need boss damage. Here we go. That's boss damage. That's going to be boss damage. Maybe that still can go there in 18 seconds. Maybe it actually can't. I'm not sure if that was even worth placing there anymore. Maybe I should have just focused on the unbounds. 9 seconds, 8 seconds, but we're putting everything in that Worgen has got to deliver. Actually, the Fire Elemental did get in and did get hit in, and 2 seconds left. Victory. Phew. First boss down. Easy. Then on to the second boss. I was lucky enough to pick up Primal Air Relic here, which is the damage reflection on my Fire Elemental. And damage being reflected back to the opponent, well, it doesn't actually reflect all the damage back to the opponent, but it deals some damage to the opponent when the opponent attacks. That is going to be so useful here in order to get the second boss down. So I start by trying to defend a little. I took the Meeting Stone so that I can get my Fire Elementals going. Because Fire Elementals at the boss, that's what we want. Banshee, I was just in time with the Maiev, so that the Banshee didn't, because Banshee applies a burn effect on your base, and you don't want that to happen. So I tried to do that. I was able to successfully intercept Banshee. Now we have Worgen hitting boss from behind. I mean, everything's looking absolutely wonderful. Boss is almost dead. We're less than a minute in. This is gonna be easy, right? Or is it? Let's see. I have lost the Meeting Stone, so Fire Elemental has to take the long route. And now there's some more attacks coming. I'm trying to defend with the safe pilot. Luckily, Banshee possessed a Miner, so Fire Elemental has clean route going in. Trying to defend a little bit with an Execute there, making it easier for my base to kill the attackers. I'm placing Defiance Bandits often in the middle of the attackers, then the ice will spawn, then there's going to be some explosions potentially, and they often take out the bandits and the attackers all together. Now that's a dangerous push, the Prowler plus the Ogre Mage, so I'm largely focused on defending here, but luckily my Fire Elementals were able to achieve victory. And finally, time for King Gordok, and at King Gordok I like to defend at first, take the center tower, then take the right mini-boss, left mini-boss, and final party at the main boss. Let's see how it goes with this team. I don't like this team so much at King Gordok, because the only tank I really have is Fire Elemental. I have Earth Elemental, but Earth Elemental at a mini-boss, yeah, that's not fun, because Earth Elemental is just going to say like, dude, there's a main boss, I'm going to go over there. I'm not going to fight against these mini-bosses. So I find it a little bit difficult to properly tank the mini-bosses. That's my main problem here with this team. But cycling enough, getting those Fire Elementals out there should still work. Now there's a Miner coming from the left flank, so I want to get my Defiance Bandits out there, so that they will intercept the Miner, so that I will be the one who gets to mine that gold. Now I need enough power here to take down the mini-boss. And now I'm wondering, okay, what is my plan? Do I have enough power on the right side? Can I already start going in the left? And I decided, okay, I'm going to go in the left. This time I'm just going to execute this boss, because I have a little bit lacking in power on this side. So I want to get some damage into that boss. Now the right lane has already reached the boss, and that is a bit of a problem for me. I didn't have enough power there, again, just that one tank. So now my right side is a little bit vulnerable, but I'm trying to work on it. I'm getting an execute on the healer. I'm trying to get damage on the healer. But the problem here is that the slow boss on the right side is currently not keeping up with the shooting. So the big boss is about to go wild. Unless the slower one, yes, it comes just in time, comes in clutch. Maiev, finally the healer goes down, and alright, we are going to make it after all. Now the big boss is fast again for a while, but not for too long. Alright, it starts to look like we're going to make it. I don't have a lot of tanking power here. And the big boss is occasionally getting free from the slow effect, so there are some issues definitely going on with this one. And now I'm about to lose. I lost one mini-boss, now I have to decide, okay, what am I going to do? The big boss is at low health, we're going to go all in on that. Let's go, 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 go. Minis, more gold, and I need Earth Elemental. Come on, you can hit the big boss, and yes, we do get it. That's a red difficulty clear, with Maiev, with no talents. Boom. Thank you for watching. Click like and subscribe if you enjoyed this, and a special thanks to all of my Patreon supporters, YouTube members and Twitch subscribers who make all of these videos possible.